Hello. Is
You get
everybody
so
there?
transfixed. Hello, everybody. Hello, my little box watchers. Sorry I didn't get to plan the link. Planning was not something that was available in my wheelhouse today.
Is that no good for Cat?
Little bit of a hectic one, but I made it.
Right.
Say
You're
that
a bit
again, Mum.
jumpety. You're a bit
Say that again, Mum.
jumpety. You're a bit jumpety.
Don't know what to do about that.
Oh well. Go out and ask everybody else to move. Tell them
there is a
they're
chance
blocking
people are
your
using the
airway.
internet here.
Well, lucky you've got some.
Yes. So let's take that off. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, this will get through in a full sentence. But my name is Lucy Orchard. I will be your light entertainer for the day. To my left is producer Chris.
Hello, darling. Got it right.
Well done. Yes, like I said, I have Tokyo slid into a parking space to do this show tonight. But as I always say on a Friday, the fuckery was strong today. I've got to get used to. You can see I'm stressed because I'm still sat in the driver's seat. Maybe it'd be safer if I put my seatbelt on. But yes, so what will happen is I will give you a rundown of what I've done for the week. Mum will give the rundown of what she's done for the Christine update as well. Then I have scoured for some lovely gossip for everybody, for the village update. And then the TV and video review is a doozy this week. I got some right sci-fi, mystical crap to try and explain to you. I'm sure that Mum won't let us down on her side. And then we say thank you very much and we let you all go home. Mine. I've got to lock my doors in case somebody tried to come in on the show. Yes, so I mean, if we start at the beginning with a little bit of organisation. There we go. Hello, everybody. I'm Lucy. I'm a driver, so a lot of what I talk about is driving. It's one of the it's the byproduct of being a driver. I have a lot of road chat. But just want to say thank you everybody for your patience. We were meant to have 1 week off, and it just didn't seem right having a show last week. And also I was banned on Facebook again for saying that people should burn a witch, being that they're mystical creatures and don't exist. And it was regarding the misogyny what we're experiencing. And
don't say it again.
Well, on a side note, I was thinking, oh God, am I going to be okay to do the show tonight? Because I then got an update telling me that a number of videos that I have hosted have got copyright infringements. One of them being the Lucy Show season 1, episode 8.
That's like 2 years
Just
ago.
all of a sudden woke up and there was about 30 shows. Stuff from USAC, a couple of kitchen sinks, maybe a big world. Just they all came up. Awesome. I violated number 11, season 1 as well had a violation. Season 2, 14. And just like, do you agree with it? We're not going to tell you what it was, but we need you to agree with it. I didn't really know what to say to that.
No.
It's quite confusing. There's very little signal here. I can't access my Facebook messages either. Just let everybody know. So no curious chickens are going to be mentioned in today's show, but I have seen a lot of lambs on the lamb, a lot of lone sheep or Sloan sheep, And there've been so many reports of people with cows on the run as well, like proper open their window and there's 12 cows in the garden. So do check your gates before you go to sleep, because if you can imagine if your milkshake brings your boys to the yard, imagine you're in a vegetable patch.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I had quite a nice weekend. I was parked up all weekend. I wasn't having to drive. And I just had this wonderful moment where there was a few of us parked in the same area. I'd seen this guy on Friday. I'd seen him on the Saturday, and I'd seen him on the Sunday. And finally on the Sunday, he asked me if I was a driver.
No, you're just keeping the cab warm.
I'm that kind of person that likes to hang out in industrial estates.
Yeah.
Makes me happy. Just let you know, guys, I can't access anything you put on if you are watching this on my personal Facebook, I cannot access any messages that you put through my personal Facebook page. The computer is saying literally that. There you go. That's my personal Facebook. Perfect. So you'll need to either move to my Lucy Orchard Comedy on Facebook, or Lucy Orchard on YouTube, which is youtube.com/Lucy Orchard, or youtube.com, facebook.com/Lucy Orchard Comedy. If you want, my account is restricted, only I can see this. Brilliant. Oh, hang on, we've got some messages coming through. There we go. Right, Leona, for the first time, she must be swearing at the computer. I finally tuned in at the beginning of the show. She's saying, Lucy can't see my messages. Hello, ladies. James Tadpole has put jumpety when you said that my internet was jumpety. He said, is that like a pullover or a cardigan? No, but I have pulled over. That was for you, Ray. Noel has brilliantly chimed in and said the catchphrase. So, hi, Mum. Hi, Ray. Hi to Mum's sidekick, and welcome to the Christine Show. Edward, morning all. Missed seeing you all for the last few weeks. It's, it is what it is. We couldn't have done it last week. There was nothing funny. There was just nothing funny. Jim Howard, good evening, ladies. Good evening, sir. Noel's finding that very funny. Let's see, we've got a comment come through on the main. There we go. See, because Leona is a good girl and follows instructions. Hello, darling. Yes, so then and some of you already know this because I bored a lot of people with it, but I found myself parked up very close to a safari park. And I was very fortunate to be able to go for a walk not through the safari park. I'm not that crazy. Mum wouldn't let me. Also, Jim and Leona and Lizzie said I wasn't allowed to either. I couldn't walk through, but I was able to skirt around the edges using the British system of public right to roam and public footpaths. Footpaths. So I saw giraffes and bisons, and I'm going to say they were wildebeests. I'm only 80% sure they're real animals. And bisons. I think Kane's trying to help there. Yes, so that was me for the weekend. So I wasn't recognised by a driver that had spent 72 hours with me, but I did recognise that I was surrounded by wildlife. There we go. There's Roscoe, the one and only. Hello, my sweetheart. So, Mum, what has happened on the Christine update? Now, I've written one thing down if you forget to bring it in, but please take your time.
Well, I went to a funeral. I think the rest of the world did, and it was beautiful. And then I was speaking to somebody. Oh, it might have been you, Lucy. And you said you had been told or heard or something that if you clean your teeth, I'm left-handed, so if you clean your teeth that way, you should swap hands and clean them the other way.
Change your hands, yeah.
Because it gets the crevices that would normally not be creviced. So I did it. I just washed my hair. I dried it and I thought, oh, clean my teeth. And in passing it from my left hand to my right hand, that doesn't normally hold a toothbrush, and it is an electric toothbrush, I got all tangled up and got it caught in my hair. It was awful because I was going to work, so I didn't have time to re-wet it. It dried like cement. I couldn't get the brush. It was the most, and even though people couldn't tell, I was so conscious of this toothpaste all over the place that it was really disturbing. So in future, when I take advice about stuff like that, I'm going to try it with my hair back and no makeup. Because of course, in getting it caught here, all the toothpaste went over my face. So, you know, win-win. And then sitting down, watching the television the other night, just thinking it was nice and cool and calm. Everybody was out playing about. And Kitty came into the living room stalking. She was so low. I thought, oh, I hope she's not going to be ill. And then I looked at her face and I could see something dark here, bigger than her nose. Then it moved, and with her killer mittens, because she's got very big feet,
Murder mittens,
stamped on it, picked it up, and I thought, oh my God, it's a mouse. It's a mouse. So then she let it go again and caught it again. Then I said to her, take it out, as if she would understand. So she ran under your bed, and I thought, oh, don't drop it underneath there, please. So she jumped up on the bed, out through the window. Olivia was already out. Willow was, I don't know what's happening. So she stood on the windowsill. So I pushed her out, shut the window, and left them out there for an hour. I thought an hour would give them a chance to escape, or she would have eaten it. I thought that was long enough to do that. But the stress levels.
the reason why I wanted to make sure you mentioned your toothbrush incident is because when I cleaned my teeth with travel detergent a couple of weeks ago, your response was, you're a dickhead.
Yeah, well, I know. I was there. I was sympathizing with you, or empathizing, something that doesn't come very readily to me, as you well know. So that was that. And then I thought, well, I better open my emails the other day. So I had the computer on my lap because I thought, oh, you know, I'll sit down and do it, relax. And I deleted the message that I wanted to delete. And the one underneath was quite important. And I thought, well, I'll open that. But before I could move the mouse away from the dustbin, Kitty walked across the computer and deleted the message. So I had to go all through the junk to find it. Then I had to message the person and ask them, please, could they resend it? All right. So she wrote back, you know, do I need to resend it to everybody else? Because she'd sent it to a load of us. So I had to write back then and own up and say, no, it'll be fine for everybody else unless they've got cats helping them. But she sent it back to me, and I have reopened it, making sure that I only do it when the cats are out. So stress levels and cats, brilliant. I'm on a high.
By the way, the question for what was on the cat's face, it was a mouse. It was a live mouse. She was chased around all rooms of the house, trying to offer this gift to my mum, who was rude and ungrateful of this present. And then when Kitty realised that mum didn't just want to watch her play with the toy, she wanted us to take it out, Kitty left the house avec le mice, and the house put into lockdown, quarantine for an hour until cats came back empty-pawed.
Yes.
So the cat ate your homework and you had to own up. Hi, I know this was a really important email, but my cat deleted it and I don't know how to go back through my inbox, my deleted items. Well, at least you didn't have to get in touch with IT.
No, I know that was the last thing because I've been to them, but every other week over something. I thought I can't go again and say the cat stood on my little pad and deleted. That looks silly, doesn't it? So
well, it's the opposite of losing official secrets on a bus. I've lost everything I need, but that's because I've got no boundaries when it comes to my cat's behaviour.
No. Well, it was just good that she'd come up and sat on me. Bad that she sat on the computer that was on my lap.
You're like, yay, Kitty! Oh, bollocks. So yes, Mum lets her IT be committed by cats, but also neither of us can be trusted with a toothbrush. That's just to surmise, yeah?
Yes, we're doing well.
We're doing amazingly.
Well.
Just very aware that there's a truck pulled next to me and they're transshipping, and I'm hoping that they keep the noise down for the next 40 minutes. Wind the window down. Can you? Shh, I'm broadcasting. This trailer parking big enough for the both of us. Right, there we go. Village update. So now that the kids have gone home, there is a bit more fun in the world because parents don't misbehave properly when the children are back. So I thought I'd like to start. Yeah, it's only a short paragraph, but this really, really cheered me up. That somebody's posted on a village forum. I'm not going to say they know the response they're going to get, but they posted it anonymously.
All right.
Which is a possibility on Facebook. I'm posting anonymously, easy for them to write, because I don't want to sound silly, but I'm freaked out. The other night, I went to bed as normal. I was woken up about 3-4 a.m., quite abruptly, to what I thought was the lamp in my bottom hand corner of my room. It was a really bright flash, almost like the lamp had blown or had been flicked on and off really quickly. The lamp hadn't been on in bed in months, and when it was off, we were in bed. In my half-asleep state, I jumped up alarmed. What the hell was that? Naturally go to the corner where the lamp is. It's not even turned onto the wall. Plug isn't easy to get to, but even if it was, both cats asleep on the bed at the whole time. Husband fast asleep, kids in bed asleep. Therefore, I don't know why I woke up because I couldn't have been that much of a sound. However, I'm closer to the lamp. I know I'm babbling on, but can someone give me a reasonable explanation for this? A stranger wants another stranger to be able to comment on why she saw a bright light in her room at 3 a.m.
Lightning.
Well, obviously everyone came back with ghosts. Good luck sleeping.
I prefer mine. Flash of lightning.
Yeah, but it was ghosts, tequila. If your cat isn't bothered, it wasn't a ghost. People have said. I can see your question about whether or not my mother has any tattoos. Whether or not she does or not, I'm not going into it. How do you? I'm not going into whether Mum's got any tattoos. She might have Thug Life Forever all the way across her shoulder blades. Mrs. Reed, hey, lovely ladies. Hope you're both well. Sending hugs. Thank you very much, Mrs. Reed. That's just chuckled me. Yes, and then another post I quite enjoyed. There's a guy who's been trying to get 2 parking spaces in a village to stay empty because he needs to do some work on them. So they're 2 parking spaces next to 2 electrical charging points. And every time he goes through some work on them, unfortunately, people have parked in them. Even though he's put cones, don't park here signs, people without electric cars have removed the cones, removed the signs, and have parked. So a woman said, well, why don't you paint the entire parking space bright green? Some people do that. And the point is, that's why he wants them empty. He started by saying, I want to paint the parking spaces green. Can people stop parking in the parking spaces, as I can't paint them if there's somebody parked in it? And after all the advice, somebody went, have you thought of painting them bright green? He got mansplained. So he's probably in therapy.
Yes, but what he could do is paint green all around where the car is. Make it that it's not quick drying paint. And then the people will take the paint in the car with them.
Actually sounded quite interesting. He's doing something to do with thermo paint. Apparently quite dangerous to park on. But yes, I just thought that was quite adorable, actually. A man got mansplained and he didn't react badly and no wars were started. Then somebody else has posted, I'm sick of my neighbours. My neighbour is having a loud party. There is music blaring, drinks everywhere, hot tub, naked women and barbecue. Does anyone know who I can contact to stop it? And then just after is an update saying, cancel that. I didn't realise I was invited.
I was invited or wasn't.
I was invited. It's the old ones are the best ones. See, people got to have a village sense of humour to live in the village. Yeah. I got excited. Wanted lash models, but I read it so quickly. I thought they just wanted people to go out on the lash. No, it's people who want spiders on their eyes.
All right.
Get your chemicals off my face. That's what I'd say. Right, let's go back to the chat, see if there's any more. No more chat on there. So electric space. Now, it did make the local news that the unveiling, releasing, commencement, the start of the new Monopoly series in McDonald's. So you buy a meal and there's a sticker and you pull it off and you might win something, you might not win something. It's a get fat and play games kind of thing. And it caused utter chaos near the McDonald's drive-through. That's what it said in the local newspaper. Spokesman said there was a small queue.
That's chaos.
People may have been waiting for minutes.
Wow.
And it's fast food.
Ah.
Oh, and apparently there's a small patch of Dartmoor trees that talk to each other. There's a tiny little parcel of land that's never been basically raped by humans. It's been left alone. It's never been felled in any way or remanaged. And apparently they actually talk to each other. There were conversations that they said like, "Oh, hiya, buddy, I've got some nutrients. Would you like some?" I mean, I think knowing that they talk to each other is one thing, but trying to assume what they're saying to each other is a little bit like when we see the colours of a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I get that you can see the bones, mate, but why do you think it was yellow?
Yeah. They could have all been pink.
Right. How do they know that they're talking to each other? Right, I took the screenshot. I knew there'd be fucking questions. Had to be you, didn't it? Right. Right, where is it? Trees. Okay. So, something to do with it's one. I didn't say the right bit. I didn't say. So it's they're constantly talking to each other. Some of the most complex conversations take place on a tiny piece of woodland on Dartmoor. Leona's put, this is what you get when I turn up on time. Damn it! So apparently it's the lichen that reverberates and signals to each other. So I think lichens are like phones for trees.
Wow.
Noel's put the tree whisperer. But I mean, this came from a botanist. It's not just a guy that lives on Dartmoor who probably has a lot of theories on a lot of things. This guy actually went to school. Leona.
They do say that trees can talk to each other. It's almost like sort of leaf movement.
Leona's calling bullshit on this one. I know, and she seems so nice. She's like a wallflower that could talk to trees. And then last but not least, and I know I very, very rarely name the town or the village, but everybody, watch yourself in Taunton. The autonomous vehicles have turned up. They look like 15 feet high versions of Dyson accessories. It's weird. Wow. So the front of the car has got like the front of a speed camera round it. And it's all slinky rectangle stuff.
Is it advertising something?
No, autonomous, as in they're robot cars.
Oh, blooming heck.
The robots have landed and they chose Somerset.
Oh, thank God for that.
What's that coming over the hill? Is it a robot? They're disgusting looking as well, and they're so proud. They're so proud of them.
Well, they would be, wouldn't they?
You look at them and go, I suppose that's what, if it looked like a car, people just generally. I had a girl step out of the road the other day at me. A young girl, wasn't even a crossing. She was on her phone like that. Luckily with my ninja skills. Just stop. But she looked at me to say, cheers. But cheers for not killing you.
Those cars could be in readiness for the festival that takes place a little way away from Taunton.
Don't know, because it was Welly Car Carnival the other day. Bridgewater Carnival's a bit further on, but I don't know. Would you take those cars to Bridgewater?
Not if you want them back.
Robots on bricks. Bit of a local gag. I love you if you're from Bridgewater. Well done for having internet. Are you watching this on your own phone, or have you borrowed it from someone? Gotta love Bridgewater. They do get a lot of ribbon from us. So moving on to the birthday sections. I believe Jim, it was your birthday. Jim Howard, Steph Nielsen. We're looking 3 weeks here. Steph Nielsen, Steph Thielen, Dave Nelson, Simon Reed. No, Simon Reed's birthday was the other day. Mum, Chloe Hobday's birthday was the other day.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Comedy legend Grant Gallagher, festival people Lindsay Harrison, Dean O'Gannon, and Craig Solar as well. So happy birthday to you, and I hope that you all had many happy returns. What does that mean?
And what about the other one?
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Noel. There was a bit of a mental black spot recently. It was very stressful. And Noel should have reminded me. He's been watching this for nearly 3 years. He knows how it goes. I remember the cat. I forget my best friend. That kind of thing. Yes. So happy birthday.
Brother's birthday.
See, he's taking it well. See, he's got a sense of humour with age. And moving on to TV and radio. Sorry, Mum. Just in case everyone's not aware of this, my brother will always be older than me. Just moving on to TV and radio. Now, radio-wise, I finally finished Baldy. Well, I didn't finally finish Baldy. Baldy ran out and I didn't finish it. So I've had to move on. And it's something to do with being a gentleman called Dick. I can't remember what it's called, but it's meant to be, it's faux 1930s Cary Grant kind of detectives in Hollywood kind of vibe. That was very enjoyable. And I've moved back on to Truman and Riley, available on the BBC Sounds app. Obviously listening to the poddy as well as soon as I wake up in the morning. Yeah, I think that's what I've been listening. Oh, and of course my murder mystery books. I've done 1, 2, and 3 of the Women's Murder Club by James Patterson. Later to be Maxine Pietro, because he doesn't write his own books anymore. But it's okay, he won't sue me for that, because even he admits it in interviews. As our friend Lee Russell said, he's a brand now. He's not a writer, he's a brand. Yes. And you know what? I'm sure living in his 74-acre mansion, he'd be crying his eyes out tonight, thinking that we've said he doesn't write his own books anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you want to go first on TV, or do you want to let me go first on TV?
You can go first on TV if you like.
Well, we both watched the funeral together. People might have mixed reviews on it, whatever, but thank you for respecting the fact that we found it very moving and an amazing pomp and ceremony. And I'm already putting together plans for when Mum goes to be similar. I've just got to speak to the Navy cadets first. Okay. Yeah. I think they'll do the best with the cannon. I think having the Navy guys on, having the seamen on the cannon. No, having the Navy on the cannon looks nicest with the Navy and the white. So we'll get
Lucy. They're called ratings.
That's the one, ratings. Yes, so we'll have the ratings. We'll have the Navy cadets ratings, and then we'll have the air cadets line in the procession, and then we'll have some job for the AFC. I'm sure they'll have a lovely day out. We'll give them some biscuits. Yeah. Bit of a military joke there. If you're in cadets. And yes, so I've been watching The Witcher. And I've now watched The Witcher. And I thought, all right, well, where's the next bit? It's only 2 seasons of The Witcher. That's it. Just 2 seasons. All that hype that they've been going on about, it's just 2. And it's been on for years, I thought. And it's 2022 now. Season 3 is coming out in 2024. I barely understood what happened episode to episode, and they want me to retain those fragments of thoughts and carry them forward a year and a half. Now, I'm not a betting woman. I don't rate his chances. I also finished off season 2 of the Winx Fate, the Winx saga. You've got to fast forward through a lot of teen sex to get to the storyline. If you're 41, you sort of cut your pearls with one hand and you fast forward with the other. Story was all right. Cliffhanger was quite good. And then I realised that'll be, another decade before season 3 comes out. Then I started the Umbrella Academy, season 3. And I think that I had been kidnapped by aliens during season 2. So I'm going to have to go back to season 2 because I haven't got a Scooby what's going on. Not remembering a thing. And I thought I watched it. I obviously didn't watch it. I must have watched the start. I remember starting it. But fuck knows. Sparrows and floaty cubes and then a woman with a briefcase that we're meant to remember. Nothing. So there you go. There's what I watch sci-fi wise. Honestly, one day this will be my break.
Right. So, I was watching. I think it was German detective series, and then obviously something happened, and I took a break from that. And now I can't remember what it was called or what channel I watched it on. So at some point in the future, I'll maybe remember it. Who knows? I might come across it. Who knows? So I saw Shetland. I watched season 6.
Yep.
I thought that was the end because he said he was
This
going
is
to
the end.
retire or something. And then it came up, new series, and it was series 7.
So they lied.
So I watched that because, well, I've never been to Shetland, so it was nice looking around Lerwick and places like that on screen. And then after that finished, I watched a program called Crossfire, which is about a couple of families that have been friends for years. And they've gone on holidays, and it's got Keely Hawes in it, and Lee, somebody who played a detective.
Is this the one I told you about?
I don't know, but
Are they in a villa?
No,
They in a
they're in a
villa?
hotel. No, they're
Oh.
in a hotel. And she used to be a policewoman. Then she went into security. So she says that because she's got all that background, she'll chase the shooters with the manager of the hotel. So that was quite good. And then I was looking at something and I thought, I couldn't find anything that I haven't watched on BBC. I didn't want to watch anything on ITV because there's too many adverts. It's like 10 minutes break. So
Yeah.
I had a look on Channel 4 because that's always got a bit of international stuff with it. So I found a program. It's rather strange because it's got this chap in it who I've seen him in loads of Danish programs, and he is a bit typecast as a detective. His name is Lars Mikkelsen, and even though it's subtitles, because he's Danish, and then there's the German police and the Belgian police involved, and some people are Russian, some people are everybody's speaking English. So it's really easy to watch.
You must have thought immediately that you've watched enough of these things, you've become a linguistic specialist, and that it's just gone in.
No, I thought I was translating it.
It's like the TARDIS. I understand everything they're saying.
As they were speaking. So I watched that. I watched 2 episodes of it, which was fine. And then the next time I went to watch it, it wouldn't let me in.
Oh, this is the saga from yesterday.
Yeah. It said, enter your email address. And I thought, no, I'm bloody well not.
I'm not falling for this shit.
No, I always tell people if they ask me, have you an email address? I always say, no, I haven't got one yet. So I thought, well, that's Channel 4. How come they let me watch 2 and now they won't let me watch any? So I had a moan to you, and you said the email address is this and that and whatever.
I gave you the login details, basically.
And I thought, I can't remember doing that before, but obviously we did.
No, because you've never done anything like that before, have you?
Well, if it's technical,
you and Leona share IT specialists.
Yeah, I don't bother. So I did what you said I had to do, and then I watched episode 3 last night.
I bet you even turned the subtitles off. You've got this covered now.
Oh no, there are certain times, but yeah, someone's going to be shot or punched or whatever, so you don't need subtitles for that. But it's great that they're all speaking in English. And Lars Mikkelsen, a lot of these foreign actors that speak English, they They speak it so well. It's obviously they've been taught by the BBC. Lars, on the other hand, I think he had a mate who lived down the East End, and he has taught him how to speak.
Wow.
So whereas everybody else, this big guy who's supposed to be Russian is, oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. And then, yeah, where's that then? It's quite, whoa.
Where's them space boys at then? You're having a bubble?
Yeah, so it was that was the funniest thing, because I've only ever seen him speak Danish before. But this time, with him speaking English, it was sort of, I think I might have to run that back. Did I actually catch what he said?
Oh yes. There's a woman who's TikTok. She's an American in the UK, but her husband is from Leeds. So every now and again, she slips into this most amazing Leeds patter, and she says, "Is that right? Is that?" We've got a couple of messages coming as well. Leona said, "You don't have a dog and bark yourself." Cheers, chick. We've got Ed has won on McDonald's Monopoly. I've won a Big Mac, a hot drink, and 6 chicken nuggets so far. And Adrian Parker. Hello, Lucy. Pardon?
Can I just say, Ed is frequenting McDonald's far too frequently.
Everything in moderation, including moderation, though. Yeah. And then Adrian, hello, Lucy. Hello, Adrian. I haven't spoken to you in bloody years. Yeah, so I mean that's our TV. It's a bit of a shorter show, only because I don't want to get parking fines. But I just want to basically, first of all, just dedicate this show to 2 people, the Queen and Pebbles. We lost 2 great women in the last fortnight. So to the Queen and to Pebbles, we honour your memory with this show. I'm sure exactly what both of them would have wanted. But a big thank you, as always, goes to you, Mum. Actually, I really, thank you very much. Recently, you've been very good. Well done. Keep up the good work. To Amanda, to Leona, to Lizzie, and of course to all of the poddies, from Mrs. Reed, Kyle, Luke, Miff, Lou, Cam, Choo-choo, Declan, everybody. I'm probably forgetting people. And obviously, big love to Mary and Ray. A big thank you to Elizabeth and Mervyn, and always big love to Chris and Peter. And get well soon, Auntie George, if you're watching this.
Okay. I'll tell her.
Ed says, I work it all off as well. Oh, and thank you. Happy birthday to the birthday boy as well. Yes, so thank you, everyone. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for your patience. Obviously, we had 1 week off because that was the way it was meant to be. And then we had another week off out of respect. But what I would love to ask you all to do is, if you've enjoyed this show, just at the end of it, could you give this link a share? It's free and it just helps me get my word out to other people. And you might have enjoyed a bit of it. Someone else you know might have enjoyed a bit of it if they had the opportunity to watch. So yes, thank you everybody for tuning in, joining in the chat. And just please, just give these videos a share. It's free. That's it. That's basically it. No fuss, no muss. I didn't get the video ready. I started putting my shoes on and my driver's car. D-Mob happy, I am, Chris.
Will you be moving shortly then, darling?
Literally 3 seconds after finishing this show, yes. Okay. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I'll have to move from, we usually stay online and have a little bit of a chat for a while, don't we? But we have to move to headphones because I will be we have to be mobile. So but just thank you everybody, guys and girls, and everything in between. So yeah.
Love you all.
Yeah, I will see you next Tuesday.
And I will see you next week.
Bye everybody, take care of yourself. Use your indicators, and if it's raining, your bloody headlights on, will you? Crazy.
Love you, Noel.
Love you, Noel. Thank you, Kane, if you watched all the way through. Bye.